draw, but also because I like to talk to them ahead of time and say, who do you want to do? That's how Mike and I got together. I told this story yesterday, so don't be bored. But when Marvel said to me, we need a fill-in issue for Mike on Sensational Spider-Man because Mark Waid isn't here yet, I called Mike up, and I loved his stuff on The Flash. I knew that much about him. We talked a little bit. We had the same sensibilities about Spider-Man and where he was coming from and what we wanted to do. And I said, well, what kind of villains, what kind of things do you want to draw? Because he'll be a lot happier, and it'll show if he's drawing something that he had some input into, which has been our whole career together. But he said he wanted to do some old characters and maybe somebody like the Looter. And I said, oh, I read that. Yeah, I remember him. I went back and read it, and that guy is insane. And I thought, this is right up my alley. And so we talked back and forth about how delusional he was, and the issue, that first issue, and I think Tom was responsible for this happening. Tom Brevoort back there, Marvel editor emeritus. Is emeritus mean dead? He's not dead, anyway.
He's without merit.
But he's without merit. One of the best. That story went into the best of Marvel '96, and they called it. It had just been out on the stands, and they called us up and told us, and Mike and I went, huh. But that's the way it was. I'd love to do something with Frank someday. I'd love to do something with this gentleman. But it would be a different story. I would call them up and say, what do you want to do? And try to look at the... I love art. I love looking at people's artwork. So when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, what would be cool for that person? What would I want to see them draw? And what do they want to draw? So, sorry, I took too long with that. You guys got anything to say? Hey, Mike?
Yeah, who would you choose as a villain?
I think as somebody who draws, I guess if I had a choice, I can't give you one writer, but the thing that would be the epitome for me would be to draw, I guess, I don't know what you would call it, but the ultimate, sort of like the ultimate Spider-Man story, where like all his major rogues gallery comes at him at the same time, or it would be a story that would be him fighting each villain
one by one,
coming at him one by one with all the weird, crazy characters that they were, and each one of them had a different power. Electro and the Vulture, Hydro Man, and I think Spider-Man as